Hey everyone, just gonna do some smoked chicken breasts today in the Masterbuilt Gas Smoker. And the one I got is basically a lower end model. It's under 200 bucks. I think they run around 150 bucks. I'll put a link on to something similar in Amazon for you guys if you're interested. But kind of just wanted to show you my setup. In the mixing bowl I have marinated chicken, which I've used Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and some liquid smoke and water. Basically, I take Worcestershire and soy sauce about equal parts, and that's a guesstimate. I never measured this stuff, so you really have to guess maybe a half cup, not even, probably a quarter cup of each of those. A little bit of liquid smoke, and on the liquid smoke side, maybe a third cup, if that. And so it's kind of just mixing them all together, not going crazy. Then you add water in them, mix them overnight. On the counter here, I have the box for the chips, so that'll go in the smoker to give us obviously smoke. On the counter, I have a thermal probe, dual probe, electric thermometer. And if you look at any of these thermometers, I definitely go with a dual probe, because you're going to want to take the temp inside your smoker and one in the meat, because most of these smokers are notorious for the thermometers on the outside of them being notoriously off. So that's a big part of it. On the counter, I have some wood chips, and I just like containers. I'm kind of OCD, so I'm going to do some apple and I'm going to do some cherry. I'm going to do a mix since it's chicken, so I want to keep it light. So what we're going to basically do next, pretty simple, nothing super fancy, and all you have to do is basically throw some chips in this box. I don't think there is any really super method here that needs to be exciting. Some guys smoke their chips. I don't. I just don't think it's worth the time. I don't see the benefit of it. But you decide to get into this. Here's what I'm going to say. There are a zillion and one people with a zillion and one opinions. I'm going to say, you know what? Experiment. That's the fun part of this stuff. That's what makes it interesting. Everybody's going to have opinion. Some people say you can't do this, you can't do that. And my comment on that, you know what? It's your barbecue. You invested it. Of course, we want a great product. Everybody wants a great product every time, but to get there, you're gonna have to experiment. That's the whole thing, guys. So I encourage you, just get out there and try it. Buy something, even if you get $100 smoker and you're not in love with it. Now you can sell them, or $100 investment, $150 investment. You're on this insanely. You decide it's great. Who knows where it's gonna take you? So enough with that said. I do have the smoker set up outside. I do have the water tray in it. So I'm going to come back with you when I get outside, and I'm going to bring that chip tray out, and I will bring the thermometer out and kind of get that all set up in there so you can kind of see where we're going. And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Hey guys, I pretty much got the smoker all set up. Kind of wanted to show you that, and also want to show you the Tempro, kind of how it works. As you kind of look down at that, you can see that it says chicken. You can see it shows two different temps. Obviously the 59 degrees is what's in the chicken, the 77 is what's in the cabinet. But what's cool about the ThermPro thermometers is you can actually change that setting where you see the meat down there, and it'll give you different temperature settings. And these are fairly accurate from what I've seen, works well for me. So that's kind of the start of this, and this is a remote one, so it's handheld, and I can take this in the house, and you can see down there is my other one, and it'll alternate back and forth between the two probes. Here's our setup. We just got our chicken in there. 3 grates in this gas smoker, nothing crazy. And that's our water tray and our burner and our chip tray. So I'm gonna get this going, and we'll kind of give you a view of what we got going on. So obviously we got to throw some gas to it, and they are rather simple. And like that, we got a flame. And key part here is they're not too bad once you got them set up, but I don't really like to start out at high. I want to start a little lower and get that flame going. As you notice, the chip box is right above the flames, so that's where smoke's going to go. And water tray with chicken, very important. Want to keep that dry even though it's marinated. I got my probe into the biggest part, but that chip trail slide in and out. Obviously we want to be careful. We're already going to smoke. A lot of that's from my oil, but I do want to shut this and get this going. And you can see on our temp readings what's kind of going on there. Nothing. That other probe obviously has jumped really quick already, 110, and we're going to shoot for 2 1/4, 250. And I don't really care about time. I'm worried about when that temp gets to 165. That's what I'm after. And I'm going to show you this already. We already have some nice smoke going already. So these things do smoke well and do what they're supposed to. So at this point, I'm just going to hang out here and kind of watch this and keep my mind on this probe and let it do its thing. That's the hardest part about this, is not looking. And you can kind of see that temp probe is not doing a whole lot there, but I will be back when we get closer to basically pulling this off. In the meantime, really isn't a lot of exciting things. I'm just going to be playing with the thermometer temperature to get it set. Once I get around that 250, I'm going to adjust that gas valve up and down a little bit. Got a little bit of wind today. Probably can see those trees ruffle, so that's the hardest part. But with that said, I will be back with you after probably a little while, and once we start getting something going here. So see you in a few minutes. Alright guys, we are back. It's been about a couple hours. We are really close in temp. You got 163 degrees, so we're about 2 degrees off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretty much, I got this set up and got a plate down there. Everything just looks like it's hanging out, which is fine. So just gonna have to hang out and wait for a little bit, and most people say it's still gonna cook when you pull it off, which is true, but I kind of like to get really close to that mark just so make sure I'm there. And once the Therm Pro does hit that mark, it will start beeping, and that's kind of the most difficult part, waiting for that little bit if you're gonna do it. Like I say, it's probably being too anal, but kind of usually head that way. And next part of it is, you know, taking it apart and seeing what we got. I did not open it. We did lose flame once, so that wasn't a big deal. But the cool thing, not so cool, losing flame, but telltale sign is, with the telltale sign with the Thermo Pro, is that it will start losing temp really quick. So we are almost there. Next piece you see this, I will open up the smoker, but I just wanted to give you a look at the Thermo Pro and get us there and give us another review of where we're at. So be with you in a couple seconds. We just hit 164, so I'm actually going to go over and turn off the gas, and I'm going to call this thing good. And this is the hard part too, not getting too excited, but let's shut that gas off, and I'm going to grab a glove and I will be right back with you. So give me a couple seconds. Alright guys, this is the fun part, taking this all apart and seeing what we all got. So here we go. You can tell we got a nice smoke over those chicken breasts. You can see where the probes are. We still have plenty of water and we still have flame. So I'll make sure I'm going to pull that off, and obviously I need a couple hands, so basically it's pretty simple at this point. Pull the probes out, pull the chicken off. That's really awesome. No sticking. Make sure we don't drop them. And get rid of that yellow jacket. But overall, look pretty good. Pretty happy so far. I think these will be good. And the probe is always a pain. So I'm actually going to shut that down, carry this in, and we'll see what we got. Still a lot of water. Not a whole lot of mess with chicken, obviously. We'll see how good we did. But see you in a couple seconds. Okay guys, I'm back. So here we can see, got it on the cutting board, and now the fun part. What did it turn out like? And trying to do this one-handed isn't the best, but you can see we're pretty white. A little pinkish in there. I'm not too worried about that. But the quite on this big guy, because we'll cook a little bit in the quesadilla, but overall it looks a little white. You always see that in chicken sometimes. You got a little bit of, in the middle like that. I'm not too worried about it, because this is the thickest one. Definitely can tell that smoke flavor. Can kind of see that. And like I said, I'm going to use it for quesadillas, so I'll get rid of that pink when I cut it up. But I know you can't smell it, but definitely smoky flavor. So where are we at? I'm going to say this. I really like hickory. I know people say it's overpowering, but what I ended up with the cherry and apple is really a very subtle, with my marinade. I'll be the first to say it. It's very subtle, and I really like that heavy smoke. So in this case, I think people that like a subtle smoke, that apple and cherry mix would have been fine. Maybe I could have done another tray or try the amazing smoke tube in there. I guess it's just personal preference, but overall, decent light smoke with my marinade, decent flavor. Juiciness, it's all right. It's not like grilling chicken with all the juice, but it's not dry, so I'd say it's right on the edge there. A little more would have been dry, but overall pretty good. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna let you go. I promise on this one I'm not coming back. So I hope you all will, if you're on Facebook, like the Facebook page. If you're YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, website been updated. Hope you check out the new logo. I also hope that you'll consider and visit that site. Maybe make some comments here and there. Appreciate it. Any advice even, I'm open for that. Like I said, guys, I'm just doing this new, so I kind of wanted to do this to show the newbie side of it. It seems like most of the guys out there are experts, and we're so worried to be experts before we do it. And I mean, I'll admit everything that come out isn't perfect. Like I'm almost thinking I wish I would use hickory, but it's part of the learning experience. But till next time, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for visiting my website and Facebook page. And